The NBA, once the shining symbol of global sports entertainment, has become the center of a nightmare. Behind the roaring crowds and billion-dollar sponsorships was a web of deceit that spanned locker rooms, casinos, and backroom poker games tied to organized crime. 10 NBA players are gone, dozens behind bars, and the FBI has named names, pointing directly at the mafia. It's a story of power, money, and betrayal that no one saw coming. Hall of Fame coach Chauncey Billups arrested. Miami Heat star Terry Rozier in custody. Former Cavaliers guard Damon Jones charged on multiple counts. What the FBI uncovered isn't just a sports scandal, it's organized crime wearing jerseys. It all came to light on October 23, 2025. When FBI Director Kash Patel stood before the cameras in New York and declared that basketball was no longer just a game, it was a front. The operation, known as Royal Flush, exposed a criminal network so large it crossed state lines, linking NBA insiders to mob families who use poker tables and betting apps as fronts for millions in fraud. This wasn't one rogue player making bad bets. This was a system. Coaches, players, and criminals working hand in hand to manipulate games, fix outcomes, and launder cash. What's worse, when the FBI dug deeper, they found the human cost. 10 NBA players caught in the crossfire of debt, threats, and retaliation that turned deadly. The first major name to fall was Terry Rozier, the Miami Heat guard making $26 million a year. According to federal prosecutors, Rozier staged a fake injury during a 2023 game so his friends could bet on his underperformance. The result? Over $200,000 in winnings cashed out within hours, with Rozier allegedly there counting the profits himself. Imagine that, a star athlete, one of the league's top earners, sitting in a living room surrounded by stacks of cash, laughing with men who didn't belong anywhere near professional sports. The FBI's betting analysis caught the pattern immediately. Casinos in Mississippi and Louisiana flagged it as insider manipulation, but it was too late. The damage was done, and the money was gone. Then came Damon Jones, a former NBA veteran with deep ties to LeBron James and the Lakers organization. What started as friendship turned into a federal nightmare when Jones began leaking inside injury information for cash. He allegedly texted tip-offs about which stars would sit out before the public knew, leading to hundreds of thousands in fraudulent bets. When one of his tips went bad, Jones reportedly reimbursed his criminal partners. That one message, "Player 3 is out tonight," set off alarms inside the FBI's cybercrime unit. Player 3, it turns out, was LeBron himself. Though LeBron had no involvement, the fact that someone from his inner circle was selling secrets shook the entire league. But the most shocking revelation came when Hall of Famer Chauncey Billups, an NBA Finals MVP and beloved figure, was arrested for running poker games rigged with technology so advanced it could have been lifted from a spy movie. Infrared contact lenses that could read invisible ink on cards, poker tables embedded with scanning tech, and hidden cameras transmitting real-time data to off-site operators. It was a con so elaborate even professional gamblers were fooled. Victims lost over $7 million to what the FBI described as an enterprise backed by 4 mafia families. And when debts weren't paid, things turned violent. That's where the body count began. At least 10 players, some current, some retired, reportedly lost their lives under suspicious circumstances connected to these debts. Each death ruled unrelated, but insiders whisper otherwise. The NBA tried to contain the fallout. They'd investigated Rozier 2 years earlier and cleared him, claiming there was no evidence of wrongdoing. But how could they have missed it when the FBI was sitting on thousands of hours of calls, wiretaps, and bank records? Commissioner Adam Silver publicly admitted the league doesn't have the legal power to compel evidence or access financial data. He called it a nightmare, saying the NBA had been blindsided. But many fans aren't buying it. They're asking the same question. How could a billion-dollar organization promoting gambling partnerships not see what was happening under its own roof? And that's where the hypocrisy comes in. Because while the league publicly condemns gambling misconduct, it's also built massive sponsorship deals with betting companies like DraftKings, FanDuel, and MGM. They've integrated live betting odds into broadcasts, encouraged fans to wager, and transformed basketball into a betting product. The very system they profit from is the same one that tore their sport apart. When billions are being wagered every season, it's only a matter of time before someone inside decides to take a slice. The public reaction has been fierce. Shaquille O'Neal said he was ashamed, calling it a stain on everything they'd built. Charles Barkley called the players stupid, unable to understand why multimillionaires would risk their careers for chump change. Kenny Smith countered that gambling addiction can destroy logic and self-control, that this was a mental trap, not just greed. Both were right. Some of these players weren't masterminds. They were addicts caught in a cycle they couldn't escape, pressured by debts and surrounded by dangerous people. Jonte Porter's story proved it. He was banned for life after being forced to manipulate games due to threats from those he owed money to. If that's true, how many others are still being coerced behind the scenes? As the arrests mounted, federal prosecutors laid out a list of charges that read like a crime novel: wire fraud, money laundering, illegal gambling operations, extortion, robbery conspiracies, each carrying decades in prison. Over 30 individuals arrested, including mob enforcers who allegedly used intimidation and violence to keep players in line. The FBI called it Operation Royal Flush for a reason. It was designed to wipe the table clean. And yet, behind every arrest, there's still fear. Fear that others involved are still out there. Fear that some of the violence wasn't random. Fear that those 10 players didn't just die. They were silenced. As the investigation deepened, Congress got involved. 6 members of the House requested an emergency briefing from Commissioner Silver, demanding answers on how the league plans to prevent further leaks of inside information. For the first time in history, the NBA is facing congressional scrutiny, similar to baseball's steroid hearings. And it might just expose even more. The Justice Department confirmed that this probe isn't over, hinting that more names, possibly even team executives, are under investigation. This is no longer about gambling. It's about systemic corruption. Meanwhile, the league's image is in freefall. Fans are questioning every close game, every suspicious foul, every last-minute substitution. Was it real competition, or was someone cashing in? Even referees are under renewed scrutiny, with former official Tim Donaghy warning that the problem is far deeper than anyone thinks. He said the combination of legalized betting and insider access creates a system that can't be controlled. And he's right. The NBA's billion-dollar partnerships with betting platforms have made this a ticking time bomb. Once you mix gambling with access to insider info, corruption isn't an if, it's a when. As for Billups, Rozier, and Jones, their careers are effectively over. Lifetime bans are almost certain. They're facing up to 40 years in prison if convicted. Their reputations are shattered beyond repair. Billups will no longer be remembered as a champion, but as the man who brought the mafia into the NBA. Rozier, once a rising star, will be remembered for trading fame for dirty money. Jones for selling secrets about his own friends. And while these 3 may take the fall, the truth is, the system allowed this to happen. The NBA's relationship with gambling has turned into its greatest threat. What started as a way to boost engagement and revenue has now infected the very integrity of the game. You can't have billions wagered on every dribble, rebound, and foul without expecting someone to exploit it. The house always wins, but this time, the cost was trust, integrity, and lives. The FBI says this investigation is only the beginning. More arrests are expected. More stories will surface. And fans around the world are left wondering just how deep the corruption runs. Were the games we watched genuine, or just well-scripted theater? FBI Director Kash Patel summed it up best. Your winning streak has ended. Your luck has run out. For the players who thought they could outplay the system, the game is over. For the NBA, the battle has just begun. And for the fans, the realization that everything they believed in might have been a lie. Well, that's the hardest hit of all. This isn't just a scandal, it's a reckoning. The league that once stood for glory, honor, and competition is now fighting to prove it still deserves the trust of the world. The war for basketball's soul has started, and nobody knows who will survive the next round.